Hi, and welcome back to Pittman's Pumpkin Patch. It's August 7th, 2012. Just a quick little update. Not much more to show, but just wanted to show a little bit of something. As you can see, I have aluminum foil laying on the ground on some of the plants. That is because this is supposedly a tip I've learned that is used to confuse the squash vine borer moth. There's some thunder. We'll get to that in a minute. It's supposed to confuse the squash vine borer moth from being able to land on your plants and lay their eggs, because it's supposed to, the aluminum foil reflects the sky, and it just is supposedly supposed to confuse them. So I'm laying this down and seeing that if it works or not, and I'll let you guys know. Also, I guess it'll also reflect the sun back up, and which will dry the bottom of the leaves out, hopefully to help prevent, powdery mildew and other things like that. So maybe there's a second benefit there. So these are my howden plants, and I got a little bit of a small vine growing out here, and I right back in there I buried the vine in the ground, put some soil over top of it, because that'll help for roots to grow even more down in there, and thus provide more nutrients for the plant, helping it to grow better. So that's another little tip. Bury your vines. Where you want to bury them, though, is, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit, right in here. Oops, there we go. Where the stalk of this leaf goes down and meets the vine, right underneath there, I got that. I kind of have that buried, have the vine buried with some dirt and everything, where that stalk comes down and meets the vine, because that's where a lot of your roots are going to grow at if you bury them. So again, that'll just help your plant to grow even better. So there's another little tip for that. A lot of my plants, practically every one of them, have viruses. I had a master gardener from my local 4-H club come out here today. He's made a special house call on my behalf or whatever. He came out, and which was very nice of him, and took a look at my leaves. You can see some of that oranging on there, and some of this pale yellow stuff going on. And he looked at it and says, you got some viruses going on. It's not bacteria, but viruses, which there's no cure for it. So I'll be lucky if I get anything out of this planting this year. But I'm hopeful. We'll see what happens. I'll still keep doing my fungicides, but that's not going to cure viruses. It's just, hopefully I'll get something out of it. It might be small, but hopefully something. Here are the progress of two. I had 3 in here, but I ripped one out to give more room for the others. 2 Racer Plus pumpkins. They're doing pretty good. Those right there are Champion. There's 3 in there, but I might take out 1 because it's not really doing too well. There's a Champion on the right and a Racer Plus on the left, and there's a Charisma there. Let me step into the hoop house and show you from the last time I did my video, which was like about August, might have been August 1st or 2nd or whatever. The very next day, lo and behold, you can see what's happening to my Big Macs. Okay, get some close-ups on that stuff. Viral diseases right there. This is not bacterial. Well, you can see the green veins going through there, and all the stuff in between the veins is turning and turning colors and going bad. And you can see the stunted growth of the leaves and the shriveling of the leaves and everything. Probably some kind of mosaic virus of some sort. The vine still grows. As you can see, there's the vine going across the ground. But there's probably nothing. I'm just going to let it go, and there's probably nothing really going to happen with this. But I'll just go let it do what it's going to do for experimental sake. But definitely virus, no cure. And same with the other Big Macs here. Okay, you can see how it's trying to grow these green, healthier leaves out here, but they're shriveled and small. Now, interesting enough, on this Big Macs, which is not really doing much, but you can see how all the Leaves down here are pretty bad. One back there, pretty bad, with a viral disease. But you can see in the last day or so, the leaves on top, one here, one there, one there, very healthy looking, no markings. They're actually kind of opened up, fairly good size, not massive, but compared to what's been going on with this plant, I'm very surprised that anything of health is growing out of there. Because I mean, you have this one here, not very healthy. That one over there, the new leaves are not healthy, shriveled up and small. But these ones have opened up some, and they look fairly good. These are like the beginnings. If I were to say this was a brand new plant, the way these leaves right here are acting, they're not huge, but they're, you know, the first true leaves that come out usually are kind of on the small side compared to what they're going to get later on down the road. So, but that's healthy. I'm surprised. I'll just let it go and see what happens. You know, and I'm curious, maybe some of you guys out there know, or gals, ladies. Well, when you have viruses in humans, they just have to run the course. There's no cure for them, right? So, you know, eventually you get better and you're back to your healthiness. So I wonder, do plants act the same way when they get a viral disease? Does the viral disease just run its course and then the plant can continue to grow on and be healthy? You know, like humans do, you know, because there it is, it's getting healthier there. I'm just curious. And, you know, no cure for viral diseases for humans, no cure for viral diseases for plants. Just something I'm throwing out there, and maybe you guys might know something. Let's see, some of these other mounds here. These are Champion and Racer Plus. That's useless. Oh, one other thing I wanted to say. These viral diseases that are attacking these Big Macs plants. I'm now believing that these are seed-borne issues. These are Fairy Morris seeds. And I bought my first pack a couple months ago or so, 3 months ago, I guess, you know, from the local Home Depot. I planted them, and, you know, they were the first ones to get this mosaic virus disease. And now I bought another pack of Fairy Morris Big Mac seeds from Home Depot, you know, a couple months after that. And these are the ones I planted in the ground, and 1 month into the growth, boom, they get a mosaic virus disease. Okay, so originally I thought that, you know, the disease was transmitted by me when I was handling my tomato plants, which had aphids on them, and aphids are a known carrier for mosaic virus diseases. So I thought that I had transmitted it because I was touching those plants, and I came out and touched these plants. Well, maybe that might have happened to some extent, I don't know, but I'm also now believing that these are seed-borne, seeing how this is a new pack of Big Mac seeds from the same company, most likely the same lot number, and the same thing's happening to them 1 month into the growth. And I think that how the other ones are getting viral diseases also because, you know, air, you know, wind blowing the viral disease to the other plants. I, of course, probably have also touched these plants before they got sick, not knowing they were going to get sick a day or two later. Touched some of my other plants, and voila, I transferred some more diseases, because you can look at leaves like that. And like I said, the master gardener took a look at them and says, you got viral diseases on them. These are not bacteria or blight or anything like that. And more of the same down there and right there and things like that. These are all my charisma plants. And there's some more you can see there, and, you know, right in there. So, you know, I'll be lucky if I get anything out of it. I did see, buried deep in the vine, when I kind of very carefully opened it up, I did see a female flower buried in there. So maybe one day, hopefully before August, maybe I'll get lucky. One thing I wanted to show, especially for the kids at my elementary school, all you pumpkin growers already know this tip, but I wanted to show you how I know when a flower is going to bloom, either male or female. Okay, maybe it might be hard to see, but that flower right here, okay, that's a male flower. No pumpkin underneath the bottom there. And I know it's going to open up and bloom tomorrow morning, because the yellowing of the petals. Okay, that's your tip. When the petals start to get yellow like that, that's your clue that your flower is going to bloom the next morning, whether it's male or female. Okay, and these are all my charisma plants. Hopefully, see, maybe if I can get a better angle that shows the color, because trying to get a good light source, hard to tell, but it's yellow. And here is another one right there. Okay, that's yellowed up, and that one's going to open tomorrow morning as well. Okay, so things are slowly happening. I have some other these are champions here, Racer Plus there, and Champion over there. That's a little sugar pie, sweet early thing or whatever, and it's not doing anything, so I'm not too concerned with that. The master gardener also told me, says, don't grow in the soil again next year, because there could be very well some soil-borne diseases in here. And because a lot of these holes, even though they're filled with good garden soil, and I went down about 1 foot to 2 feet down, I'm surrounded by clay. The holes are surrounded by clay. And look at this hole right here. That used to have a plant and stuff in it, but I dug out the soil to help fill in for other things. And you can see how the water's sitting in there. Now, this hole usually dries out and the water's completely gone in about a day's time. Okay, so there is some drainage, but this doesn't help being clay around, having clay around the holes and everything. The other thing in my area here in Virginia, we have had tons and tons of rain. I mean, it rains about every 2 to 3 days, and when it rains, it's heavy downpours, and for quite some time. It rained earlier this morning, and then it rained in the afternoon for a long time, and that's why that hole was drained, because 2 days ago it rained a lot, and that hole filled up, and now it drained down, and now it's filled back up again because of more rain. And we're supposed to have even more rain all throughout the rest of this week. And, I just can't cut a break. I want to get my plants dried out, the roots dried out, so they're not drowning and run the risk of root rot. So it's just, I mean, so much of the country is suffering with drought. So a lot of the pumpkin growers, I watch, whether it's Pumpkin Grower 14 out there and others, and Brandon and whatnot, they're not getting any water, hardly at all, and so many of our other farmers and everything. And here I am being deluged by it, and I'm just fed up with all the rain. I would love to send some to you guys out there. I wish I could, because I'm just throwing away some stuff here. Trash day tomorrow. So, but anyways, so some of the things there's some thunder. I don't know if that comes through on here very well, but there's some more thunder. Had a male flower bloom this morning on one of the howden plants, and here's the blossom from it that I took off and everything after it already closed up. So anywho, I talked to that master gardener, like I said, and we talked about not growing on the soil again next year, but possibly growing out of raised beds. Is what you need to do, is get some raised beds and grow out of there. At least so that the main roots from where you put the seed in will, be in really good soil and everything like that, be off the ground, not having to deal with all these clay issues and things like that, and drainage issues, and that should help with some of the fungal diseases and things. And and then of course the vines will grow out onto the ground anyway, so that'll be okay. The other thing I'm thinking of trying next year, get one of those huge big planter pots, whether it's ceramic, plastic, or even some of that foam stuff they have out there. And if I need to, pop some holes in the bottom of it for drainage, put all good garden soil and put my pumpkin plants in there, but then build some little wood platform that might be 2 or 3 or 4 inches off the ground, and set the pot, hang the pot onto that somehow, maybe rest the edges of the pot onto the wood, and that way any rain that goes through, when it rains or whatever, can go through the soil to the roots and drain out the bottom, and I won't be so worried about all this clay soil business. So I'm already thinking about next year and what I'm going to do, and I may not even be at this location, so but we'll see. I cleaned off more squash vine borer eggs off these plants out here tonight, maybe 10 to 12 of them, and then like I said, then I laid down the foil afterwards, and we'll see if that works. In 3, 4, 5 days I'll come out and check some more and see, and we'll see if this little tip works, and I'll let you guys know about it. So well, from Pittman's pumpkin patch, I will talk at you guys later. Bye.